stopgap measure, and that's why it's the way it is. And now they've got Mardi Gras coming up and Jazz Fest coming up, more big events, millions of people here, and they haven't shown yet they know quite how they're going to deal with this kind of threat.
Such important context, Tom Foreman. Thanks so much. Here now is former two-term mayor of New Orleans, Mitch Landrieu. Mr. Mayor, our hearts, our prayers go out to your city, your community. Actually, I want to start where we heard Tom leave off, because I think this is a really important point here. Just the scale of the types of events that this city, that this community has, that they deal with from a local official perspective, from a law enforcement perspective on a regular basis. How do they move forward? What are the things that need to be done as soon as tomorrow night with the Sugar Bowl?
Well, first of all, Phil, thank you for having me. It is a day where our hearts are heavy, and of course everybody's thoughts and prayers go out to the incredible victims. Thanks to the law enforcement officers who ran to the fire and took this guy out, because it could have been exponentially worse, and then to the medical professionals who cared for all of the victims and, of course, the deceased. It's a horrible day. Tom, who spent some time down here, and if Tom's listening, how you doing? He understands the terrain. New Orleans is a city that welcomes the rest of the world to it almost year-round, from the Super Bowl to the Sugar Bowl to the Final Four, to NBA All-Star games, Mardi Gras, Jazz Fest. I mean, we are used to having huge, huge crowds here, and our law enforcement are really, really good at managing crowds. You can see that it is literally impossible to really protect every inch of the city. But Bourbon Street, as Tom was saying, it is a special place. After the attacks in Nice in 2016, which was done very similar to this by a truck that ran down folks, and then in Berlin, and then, of course, a couple of weeks ago, you saw again in Germany at a Christmas market the same thing happen. You have to try to secure Bourbon Street. Tom, I didn't see the video because I can't, I'm in the studio, but that's a 3-block terrain. And had that vehicle not hit that crane, it probably would not have stopped. So remember, there are about 30,000 hotel rooms in about a 30-square block area in New Orleans, which makes it one of the most walkable cities. And they have to make extra efforts to pull out the perimeter, to push out the perimeter tomorrow night, to have extra personnel there as well. But they'll try to accomplish that. The most important thing right now, though, let me just say this. I know that everybody wants to Monday morning quarterback the incident right now, but right now there are potentially some still folks that are at large. And I know that it's critically important that there's clear command and control, coordination, and communication between the federal authorities, that's the president, the FBI, the DEA, the ATF, the U.S. Marshals, the governor's office, Homeland Security, and, of course, the mayor's office and the surrounding sheriffs, to make sure that they secure who those other individuals are. And I know they're all working on that really, really hard. I think it was wise to postpone the Sugar Bowl tomorrow night to give them a little extra time to expand the perimeter, and I know they're working hard on that.
Today, Mr. Mayor, the Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas urged the public to be vigilant. What should the public be looking out for here in a situation like this?
Well, you know, the first thing is based on the information that we know. There's a lot of speculation, but we know that this was, in fact, an American citizen who we believe was from Texas and unbelievably had some kind of military record. And so, and was evidently here for a couple of weeks. So not unlike the assassination attempt in New York sometime. Evidently, this guy had been here for a couple of weeks looking at how to get this done. And he was intent on killing a lot of people, which, of course, he succeeded in doing last night before the law enforcement officers, you know, shot him. So everybody just needs to be vigilant. The Superdome is going to be safe tomorrow night. We do these things all of the time. You understand now, because of your reporting, that there are nationwide threats. So this was a terrorist attack in an American city. It wasn't just an attack on New Orleans. It was an attack on America herself. And all of us have to be in this fight to make sure that we don't bow down to terrorists. We don't let them stop us from enjoying ourselves. But we have to secure the city, and we have to continue to do this over a long period of time, because we have these other major events coming, not the least of which is the Super Bowl, which we've handled many, many, many times.
Yeah, it's very true. Former New Orleans Mayor Mitch Landrieu, always appreciate your time, sir. Thanks so much.
That's great, Phil. Thanks.